So here's the thing. Writing has always had this weird romanticised aura around it. People love to paint this picture of the writer as this tortured, struggling artist, someone hunched over a typewriter in a dimly lit attic, smoking too many cigarettes, drinking cheap whiskey, and waiting for the muse to strike. And honestly, that's not writing, that's just an aesthetic. It's Tumblr with a side of malnutrition. But people cling to it because it makes the pain of writing feel like it's supposed to be glamorous. Like, oh, you're miserable, broke, and you can't finish your manuscript. Congratulations, you're living the authentic writer life. Yeah, no, you're just miserable and broke. Welcome to this episode of The Bald Book Geek. I'm Dov James, and let's start this episode. Now, the stereotype is everywhere. You've seen it, I've seen it. I think my friend's cat has seen it. The messy desk with the pile of coffee ring-stained notebooks. The typewriter that doesn't actually work but looks really cool on Instagram. The writer in the thrift store cardigan glaring at anyone who suggests publishing because real art shouldn't be commercial. And it's funny because these aesthetics are always the same. No matter if you're in New York, London, or small-town Nebraska or Idaho, you find writers who dress and act like they're auditioning for a movie about Hemingway. The problem is, when you lean too hard into the tortured artist vibe, it becomes less about actually writing and more about looking like a writer. It's cosplay, writing cosplay. That's it. Now here's where it gets really interesting. For some reason, a lot of these writers are terrified of it. It's like you mention the word marketing and suddenly everybody gasps like you said Voldemort in Hogwarts. The attitude is always the same. Oh no, if I promote my book, I'm selling out. If my book is good enough, it will find the right audience naturally. I don't want to be one of those writers. And here's the irony. A lot of those same writers, the ones who say marketing is beneath them, are also the loudest voices online complaining at 2 o'clock in the morning that nobody's buying their goddamn book. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't whisper your book into a void and then be shocked when the whisper's nothing back. That's it. Here's the psychology, though. A lot of writers cling to the struggling artist stereotype because it's safer. If you believe that real writing means being broke, misunderstood, and scared of success, then you never have to face the terrifying reality of putting yourself out there. Because what if you market your book and it still flops? What if you try your hardest and people still don't care? That's scarier than hiding behind the aesthetic. So instead it becomes easier to say, well, I didn't market my book because marketing is gross, or I don't self-promote, I'm above all that. It's not that you failed, it's that you chose to remain air quotes pure, like an artistic martyrdom, martyring yourself on the mound of failure. And honestly, some writers treat marketing like a pyramid scheme. There are those people, usually ran by Satan himself, in Starbucks. Like, if you post about your book more than twice, suddenly you're going to show up at your friend's house with a PowerPoint presentation. Hi, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Have you considered joining my downline of indie authors? If you sell 3 books, then they sell 3 books. But here's the reality. Real marketing isn't evil. It's literally just on the most basic level, telling people your book exists. That's it. You're not scamming anyone, you're not betraying your art, whatever that is. You're just raising your hand and saying, hey, I made a thing, want to check it out. The funny thing is, the tortured artist aesthetic only works in fiction. In real life, no one is impressed that you're broke, miserable, and unpublished. Like, imagine telling your landlord, sorry, I can't pay my rent this month. But don't worry, I'm living authentically as a suffering writer. Yeah, good luck with that. I think you'll enjoy the cardboard box on a street corner at 2 o'clock in the morning. The romanticization also falls apart because historically a lot of writers we idolize as tortured also hustled. Dickens was basically running a Victorian PR machine. Mark Twain lectured on tours. Even the Beat Generation, Kerouac, for example, didn't just sit in a smoky cafe. They worked the scene, they pushed their stuff, they built networks. The real story is always less aesthetic and more grind. It's simple. So yeah, the struggling artist thing is an aesthetic, not a reality. And the fear of marketing, that's self-sabotage dressed up as purity. If you want to write, write. If you want people to actually read your work, don't be afraid to market it, because at the end of the day, being a writer isn't about a whiskey bottle on your desk or the cigarettes you smoke in your gloomy attic. It's about putting words on pages and putting them into people's hands. And trust me, nobody's going to look at your book and say, well, this was really good, but the author posted about it on Instagram, so it doesn't count. No, if it's good, it's good. And if you're lucky and you push it just a little past that stereotype, people will actually find it. So maybe the real tortured artist aesthetic should be writers who actually finish stuff. So tell me what you think in the comments as always. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe, because, every little helps on the current climate of YouTube. And remember to consider joining my Patreon or my Substack, or even becoming a channel member here for exclusive content you'll never get anywhere else. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.